Hello and welcome to this edition of Diaspora Central. I am Gil Ingles, and today on the spotlight, ladies and gentlemen, is a young lady, a poet, a writer, definitely with heavy penmanship, or should I say light penmanship. She can make it look real good, not only on paper, but also on stage. SAJi, welcome to Diaspora Central Spotlight. Yeah.
Glad to be here.
Hey. How are you?
I'm doing good. How
Yeah,
are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Good. Glad to
Yeah,
hear it.
a lot of new work. Yeah.
Yes.
New stuff?
I do have some new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I have a poetry album.
Yeah.
It's called Jonesin', A Requiem
Okay.
for Love.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's available on all the streaming platforms,
Mm-hmm.
Tidal, Apple, Spotify,
There you go.
Amazon.
There
and
you-
there's a book too.
Oh,
You can get that on Amazon.
Look, I
Same title.
like your style. If you're gonna start a conversation, start with the important stuff,
yeah,
right?
This is the important stuff. That's why I'm here, right?
Yeah, make it count.
So yeah, it's the same title, Jonesin', A Requiem for Love, and
Yeah.
it's available on Amazon.
Definitely. We're going to get into that with a lot more detail.
Yeah,
But welcome to Diaspora Central Spotlight.
Thank you.
Yeah, what we do here is we showcase diaspora culture and talent, and in doing so, we actually try to connect the heritage back to the continent, if possible. Of course, some people have already done their DNA and other things, and other people have not. So we just have conversations to see how much do they know in regards to the continent and what their desires are, even if any, right?
Right.
After all, our purpose is just to ensure that we're building a healthy diaspora community.
Absolutely.
Yeah, can we
I'm
do
with
that?
Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get ourselves started. This is not an interrogation; it's just gonna be conversation.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Sounds
that
good.
even rhymes. I need to write that.
Yeah, that's hard.
Look, just your presence is making me a poet, huh?
I like it. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So let's start with heritage, with your background. Exactly. Where you're from, where you born, where did you go to school, and all of
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Well, I was born in Woodstock, New York.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever
East
heard
Coast.
of the Woodstock Festival.
Oh yeah. I'm
Yeah, that's not the year I was born, but the city.
There you
it's
go.
A very artsy fartsy
Yeah.
city. So it's just, in
Yeah.
my DNA.
There you go.
But yeah, I grew up in Ohio, and big
What
family.
what city in Ohio?
Kent, Ohio.
Okay, Kent.
Kent State
There
Flashes.
you go.
Go
Mhm.
Flashes.
Yeah.
And yeah, big family. I have 8 siblings.
Oh, big family.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm number 6.
Oh
in the
wow.
lineup.
Oh wow.
And
So you definitely had to fight for attention.
I was a pretty quiet kid.
Really?
I didn't really need.
Is that really
attention.
your demeanor has always been that way? Very peaceful,
Yeah.
very smooth,
Yeah,
very
I was
yeah.
a quiet kid.
Wow.
Just-
nice. That's
chilling.
a good thing. That's a good thing.
yeah, I didn't give my parents trouble until
Yeah.
like college. So
Oh, they eventually she
Oh,
comes
yeah,
out.
yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
But
Good,
yeah.
but go on. Yeah, you're
Um,
6 of 8. Actually, you have 8 siblings.
There's 8 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you a total of 8.
Yes.
Okay.
There's 8 of us, and yeah, I'm number 6, and there's 6 girls, 2 boys.
Okay.
And yeah,
Yeah.
Muslim, very
Okay.
black family.
Yeah.
So, but it was a very white town. So outside it was
Right.
white, but
And
inside it was very black.
Woodstock is a very liberal
Oh, yeah.
town too, right?
Yeah, it
It's
is.
yeah. So you mentioned very Islam. It's an Islamic family. Yeah.
Yep.
Nation. Or,
Yes and no.
Okay.
On my mom's side, we are I think my children are the 8th generation Muslim in this family.
okay.
My dad converted, but they did, come of age in the nation.
Got you.
Um,
Yeah.
but
Got you.
yeah, but
All
they
right.
also, I don't know if you know about like any Islamic American history. but
I don't know, but for the sake, I do some, but for the sake of our viewers also, go ahead and enlighten us because it's always
the
good
Nation
to
of
know.
Islam is, I guess, a sect of Islam, but
Okay.
it was very, It was a Black reformist group,
Right.
basically, but with heavily Islamic influences. But
Okay.
there was a split in
Right.
the nation, and so
Right.
my parents went more towards the more orthodox
Okay.
split,
Got you.
and so that's
Yeah. Okay. So and
But
okay.
my mother's great grandfather is from North Africa.
Okay.
So
Okay. So that's
yeah.
the reason why.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would definitely. Yeah. Okay. That explains it.
Yeah.
Right. Because a lot of people don't know the northern part of Africa is primarily.
There were Black people
Right.
in North Africa.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that too.
Right.
Yeah. They don't know that too. Yeah. So at what point does the art? So is that what you have always wanted to be into, art? So
Oh
what
yeah,
exactly?
yeah.
Yeah.
I was an artist from birth. Just yes.
Yeah.
I skipped lunch to go to art class.
Whoa. Yeah, that's a problem. I never skip food.
Yeah, I would always paint the murals in my bedroom walls. So art is literally the only thing that I'm really actually very good at.
Yeah.
So,
And who were your influences, if any?
as far as writers,
Well, yeah.
well, obviously Maya Angelou, she's the major influence. Zora Neale Hurston,
Yeah.
Langston Hughes, Toni Morrison, Lauryn Hill. I think
Gotcha.
she's an amazing writer.
Yeah.
Nas, he's a great storyteller too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also Rumi,
Okay.
Khalil Gibran. My mom had a book called The Prophet that I snuck and read. Well, I didn't really sneak and read it, but I guess it was too old for my reading level, but I read it anyway.
You snuck and read. Go ahead, tell on yourself so mom can know.
It's not a bad book. It's just a book of poetry, but it just felt, But I just have a wide variety of.
Yeah, and
The
very
Quran is
diversified.
a heavy influence on my writing too.
Yeah, that is actually that's a heavy book.
Yeah,
right
it's
there.
very poetic too
Yeah,
if you read it.
Yeah,
in that way.
that's a heavy book, and a serious book too. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And what about the Bible? At any point in time at all?
Yeah, my dad, we had a Bible, we had a Torah, we had the Quran growing
Right.
up.
Yeah.
We definitely learned from the different
Right,
religions.
because you mentioned that your father converted.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So.
Yeah, but I didn't take a lot of time to read the Bible. I read,
Gotcha. Yeah.
bits and pieces of it. But
No, that it's and it's normal. Christians also tend to do the same thing with the Quran.
Yeah.
Very very few of us have actually taken time to read the Quran and fully understand the Quran. Right. I think the majority of us that have done so have done it either because they were studying theology, or because they were very interested in world history. Yeah. So you mentioned children.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many?
I have three
All right.
daughters.
Yeah, 3 daughters. All right. Okay. That's a big mom.
Yeah, they're a major influence too. Am I
Yeah.
right?
Are they?
Oh
Yeah. Okay. Now you mentioned going to school in Ohio. Yeah. So let's go ahead and start in elementary school.
Elementary school. It was good.
Yeah.
I was
What school was it?
Central.
Central.
I don't think it's even
Okay.
a school anymore.
Got
but,
you. But any influences in that school? Any teachers that played a role in it?
Mr. George, my 6th grade teacher.
Okay.
He was a really great teacher. He was this.
Yeah.
He looked like a retired guy that should be living in Florida.
Okay.
But always super tanned and just with a great comb over.
Oh, okay. No, that looks like a combination of someone probably from Woodstock and someone from California
Yeah, he
into
did
one
have a hippie
living in
kind of
Ohio,
vibe.
right?
Oh yeah, for sure. But he was a really good teacher. I think he was one of the first ones that noticed my writing, and he encouraged me to do after school creative writing classes. And
Got
things
you.
Like that.
So writing has always been your
Yeah, primarily writing, sketching. I do pottery too. So
okay.
yeah, just anything that I
Yeah.
can really create.
Now on pottery, that's when you gotta buy that turning
The pottery wheel.
pottery wheel. Is that what
Yeah.
they call it? And you have all that, and you.
I
put
do, but I mostly do hand building and sculpting.
Yeah. Wow.
So
Yeah, that's
yeah.
a lot of peaceful stuff in your life.
Yeah, I like to go out and have fun, but I'm an introvert.
Not a lot of rah-rah.
Not too, a little here and there, every once in a while.
I may be a better influence here.
Every once in a while, I'm down for some rah-rah.
Yeah,
sure,
but got you. Yeah. So once the teacher kind of notices that writing was one of the things that you actually had going on for yourself, he starts to incentivize you to get into after-school programs.
Yeah.
Which programs did you get into, and
well, I actually that was 6th grade, but I didn't really start taking my writing super seriously until my freshman year in college.
Okay.
Or not college, but high school. And that's when I really got serious about like joining the club, the after school clubs.
Yeah.
My 9th grade teacher, Mrs. Smith, she had a writing class.
Yeah.
And she actually gave me I Know Why a Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou.
Yep,
but that wasn't on the curriculum in school. She was like, no, you need to read this.
So she's basically trying to inspire you to get a few things going.
She was definitely one of my inspirations too.
And what about at home? Out of your siblings or your parents? Any other creative souls in there?
Yeah, my sister, my older sister, she's creative.
Yeah.
I think everyone in my family is really creative.
Yeah.
But maybe not as expressive at it as me. Yeah, my dad, he was an actor back in the day.
Yeah.
But in high school.
There you go.
But he's
okay. He had a bit. He had a bit of it.
Yeah, he had a bit. My mom, I think she wrote some poetry.
Okay.
But yeah, I have to express it more than that. I guess, so.
Have you acted yet?
Yeah, I did some in college.
Okay.
I was in For Colored Girls Who've Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Was Enough.
Got you.
By Ntozake Shange.
Yeah.
I was in the Vagina Monologues.
Okay. Okay. That was a special, right?
Yeah, I think they did do a special.
Yeah, that was a special, right?
And then I was in a poem, or not a poem, but a play called Unveiled.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, if there are any casting directors watching, they actually need to kind of get in touch with you. Give you a call for a couple of roles. Get you busy. Right?
I haven't done it in a while, but it's like riding a bike, right?
There you go. Indeed. Once you've done it, you should be able to do it again.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But I mean, poetry definitely was the one thing that captured your soul, and expresses you to the fullest.
Yeah.
In my opinion, in all honesty, when you hit the stage doing it, it's almost like you and your pieces are one. Let's kind of talk a little bit of what it took to get to that point. Was it always like that?
No, actually. I used to have like really bad stage fright.
Okay.
But I still kind of do a little bit, but they said that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. You should at least feel something before you get on, because you know that it is important when you feel that. Yeah. You're serious about it.
Yeah. But my writing style has changed as I've grown.
Okay.
So, but yeah, my current style, I guess, is more kind of intimate, like heart-to-heart conversation type poetry.
Yeah.
But that's my main goal, really, when I write, is I just want to reach the hearts of people. And
got you.
their souls.
Now, is that some sort of like therapeutic writing? What do you think the source of that is?
God.
Yeah.
Long story short, yeah.
Yeah.
I pray before I write, just because I want whatever message that needs to come through to be conveyed in the proper channel. So
got you.
Yeah.
So praying, making sure that you're centered and that the message that you're putting forth is actually something.
Yeah. I want it to be pure and honest, like I've written poems for people that I've written them like 5 times, because it's just like, no, you can make this, you can make it more honest. Like, you can peel it back a little more. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
And you have a bit of a revolutionary edge on you also.
What do you mean?
It is revolutionary,
Okay. I mean, I like
because
the
you
word.
actually, because I know the one of your pieces, the one that you did with Sulia,
Yes.
yeah, that's actually a Negro spiritual, right?
Yeah, I like to call it a new Negro spiritual.
A new Negro spiritual, okay.
Yeah.
So we just call it then an African spiritual.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
there we go.
Let's call it.
Yeah.
Whatever we need to call it. Yeah, that actually came together rather quickly. She asked me to be a part of that. Maybe like a week before the taping.
There you go.
And I wrote that about 3 times because I wanted it to be as honest as it could be.
Redefining the print, huh?
Yeah, I wanted it to still convey the same message as the original, but also, updated.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and take our first break. Let's take our break actually and take a look at you doing that live.
Okay.
All right. So for those of you watching, stay tuned. This is Diaspora Central Spotlight, and our guest today is SAJi. We'll be right back.
Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. Life's so troubled.
Come back to the water is what she said. Come back to the water in which she bled. Bled blessings into this basin. Risked her life to birth new ones over and over and over. Creating while surviving with bated breath just to pass the time. So we wait on it. And we wade in it just to get to the other side.
Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. The bites gon' trouble that water.
Come back. Come back to the wisdom in her ways.
And we are back. For those of you that just joined us, you're now tuned into Diaspora Central Spotlight. And our guest today is SAJi SAMii, a poet from Houston, Texas. Someone that is definitely conquering her space and making sure that the stages for poetry are somewhat peaceful. Community activist, I think.
Yeah.
Bringing back some of the Negro spirituals, and we from now on calling them African spirituals. We can call them anything we want. She calls them the new Negro spirituals. Yeah. Saj, let's talk about putting together a project or participating in other people's projects for poets. How difficult is it?
I don't think it's difficult at all. I think poetry is part of the musical world that people kind of forget about. But I think it goes hand in hand. I don't think it's difficult. For me, my project that I just released, I didn't really know I was working on a project until it was almost done.
Okay.
So there were I had 4 pieces written, and I'm kind of like, wow, these kind of all go together.
Yeah. Okay. so let's talk a little bit more about this project. Let's get into details of it. So what exactly triggered you starting writing the pieces that you were doing?
The very first one I wrote was Everything, and that was during the quarantine pandemic. And I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling a little lonely. I'm like, dang, I should have had a man during this lockdown.
Wow.
It was hard doing all that. But I started just writing about love and the kind of man that I would want. And so that's how it started. It really started 2 years actually before I put it out.
So that's basically the roadmap to your heart then.
What?
The poems.
Oh,
you said you were writing about love.
Yes and no, but yes, sure.
Okay. A blueprint about you a bit.
I wouldn't say a blueprint,
but very personal.
It is. It's intimate poetry.
Very intimate. Okay.
And I think everyone can relate to it, though. I think.
Well, I mean, people will always get the portions
for sure.
Right.
But it is very it's about love and the different layers and loving yourself and
Okay.
having a deeper love for yourself, and then finding love after you've been heartbroken. And
That pandemic causing problems.
oh yeah, you know, when you have all that time, you know, you start thinking about
Start to
things
evaluate
and-
life, right?
Yeah.
All that running around stops, and all of a sudden you realize that there are actually more important things that one needs to care for.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you start writing poetry around that time to basically fulfill your free time.
Yeah, I
entertain
wrote
yourself.
poetry in college. I was part of a poetry collective called the Poet Society.
Okay. And what college did you go to?
I went to Eastern Michigan University.
All right.
Yeah.
And what was your major?
Shout out. My major was, well, I switched it. It was art education, but then I switched to chemistry.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a long story.
Okay. So we like long stories at Diaspora Central because those long stories may help somebody else.
Well,
Yeah, just in case. I'm just being nosy here.
okay. Well, art was my main. That was, but my parents actually were like, "What kind of money are you gonna make doing art?" And so, yeah, that discouraged me a little bit. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm gonna be poor. Being an artist. And so I changed to chemistry, and I was just really sad. And
But you did finish with a chemistry degree?
No, I got married.
Okay.
And I had some kids. And
Okay.
started that life.
And life went its own way.
Yeah, it was just, I was like, well, what do I do? And so.
Yeah. Thinking about going back though?
To school? I've thought about it, maybe somewhere down the line, maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm an artist.
Got
so.
you. How young and how old are your children?
My oldest is 15.
Okay. So
and
they pretty
my
young.
youngest is 6. I have a 12-year-old. So 15, 12,
Okay.
and 6. Yeah.
Oh no, so you're pretty much ready to get
Yeah.
back.
Oh,
to,
yeah. I took a break to. I mean, I'm still raising them, but I took a break to, be
Right.
a wife and a mom.
Got
and
you.
Now that one part is over.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just focusing on me and my.
And we take
goals
it that by one part you mean the wife's part.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
not a wife anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I'm someone's wife out there.
Yeah, right. There's a husband out there for you,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
not
for
with
sure.
you yet. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, I'm just really focused on my goals. And
Okay.
I have to get all these projects out.
No, and that is very important. And
Yeah.
do you think that men at times feel intimidated due to the fact that you actually know what you want?
I'm not sure. Maybe. Yes, I've been told. I've been told that sometimes.
Yeah.
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 Okay. So in a group of friends, which one of the friends would you be? The mom, the let's go crazy, or the?
It depends on the location, the time, the theme. But I
So
can
you
embody
can be the
all,
one of
all
those, huh?
them. But
Yeah, so
I
you-
definitely am a very nurturing person, so I will
supporting
make sure
role.
everyone's taken care of, unless there's another mom in the group, and then I can turn up a little bit. She could be a little more responsible. So again, it all depends on the crowd, the atmosphere. What's
There you
going
go.
on,
You
so.
adapt accordingly.
Yeah.
No, which is a good thing, and that's one of the things that, for instance, especially in the diaspora community, many individuals at times feel that romantic relationships are very hard to maintain within our culture, and very seldom I think that. And this is my personal opinion. I think that it may just be a matter of communication.
Absolutely.
The people involved probably not quite speaking the same love language, maybe.
Yeah, not even just period language, period, you
Yeah.
know, because I think we haven't been taught how to communicate with each other properly.
Yeah.
We also don't have very good examples of how to
Right.
communicate properly.
Yeah, being exposed to good communication.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I think that's the number one thing that breaks down or builds up a relationship, the
Yeah.
communication level.
Okay, so now even professionally, so you go to school for arts, you end up going to chemistry, then you come out of school. So professionally, what do you do for a living?
Professionally, I'm a hairstylist.
Okay, there you
And
go. Make people look good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
For both now hairstylists, and help me here. and probably a good plug also. Just for males and I mean just for females and
well,
males.
I do
males
natural.
And females,
I do natural hair.
both?
Yeah, men and women.
Men and women. Okay.
Yeah, I do any kind of natural style, locks, braids, twists.
So if I showed up, you could actually get my haircut going.
Yeah, I could do some coils for you.
And style my hair, like cut my hair and then do something.
Well, I'm not a barber, so I don't cut hair.
Oh, okay. So you don't touch the clippers at all.
No.
Okay.
But yeah, I do pretty much everything else.
There you go. Yeah. Now, and that's a good market for that.
Yeah.
Because that's what people now do. I mean, natural hair is what most people are going for.
Yeah, everybody needs their hair done, and a lot of people don't like to do the hair.
Yeah.
So,
are you developing any natural products of yours?
I do make my own lock twist to retwist.
Okay.
I do have an oil and a beard wash and oil that I am still developing right now.
Yeah, so if you need a few prototypes, let me know. I'm out here trying to grow. I'm
All
kidding.
right, say less.
I'm kidding. I'm so bad. I'm a hop in the shower and hop out. Everything else will fix itself kind of guy.
I can understand that. It's a lot going on in the world. We gotta limit our stresses.
I know. Yeah, but let's get back to your latest work though.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Jonesin, A Requiem for Love.
Yeah.
It's streaming everywhere on all platforms. So
there you go.
If you love poetry, I think I'm very proud of it. I really am. I'm very proud of this poetry. It took me about 2 years to finish this project. So.
Yeah. And it's now published.
Yes, it's published.
Yeah.
There's a book on Amazon.
How's the response been?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Actually, more than I expected. So, yeah, that was exciting to see all those people buy my book.
And people can actually order soft copy or hard copy.
You can. It's a paperback.
Okay.
You can order that, and it's also an ebook version. And then you can listen to it.
Yeah, got you. So the ebook version, that means that did you narrate it or somebody else did?
No, it's
that's just the ebook. That's just the
phone.
readable.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have the audio book yet. I'm sorry.
No,
I was thinking
audio
about
book just because I made an album.
Yeah.
So it's the same poems.
Oh,
just
so the same content.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
so
the same
then
content,
you do have audio version.
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. But it's not an audio book. It's just
Got
an album.
you. It's just an album.
Right.
An album of poems.
Yes.
Okay.
But I put out. I'm a reader. I love books and reading. So I'm like, I need to put out a book for all my reader.
Got
friends,
you.
so. All the people that love books. Yeah.
No, we need to get you then to come and present that book to at the said institute at some point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is big. This is a big step. It's
it
your
is.
debut, right?
You know, I am going to create an event around it.
Yeah.
But I just had to put out the album, and I just had to do it because I knew if I waited any longer, I was just going to keep sitting on it.
Got you.
So I said, let me just put this out. I can always have a party later. You know? So.
Yeah, I think the later is now. It's time now to celebrate that accomplishment.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Now the recording process for the album. How did that work?
It went well. I worked with a producer friend. His name is Great Rock. He's a genius mastermind.
There you
with
go.
With the beats.
He's big shout out.
Yeah. Shout out to him. Yeah, he literally created the beats like right in front of my face as we're.
So you guys
recording.
basically vibing as you're going through a few things. He's kind of vibing with you,
Yes,
feeling
he
it.
has a studio, and he's really great. So I didn't have to do too much in that department. He picked up the vibe of the poem pretty instantly, and that's how it was created.
Yeah, but you vocally produced everything.
Oh yes,
that came
yes.
in. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so he did the music for the background, and you did all the vocals necessary for it.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's definitely great. Go ahead and tell us the name of the project again.
It's called Jonesin, A Requiem for Love.
There you go, and available on all digital platforms.
Yep, all digital platforms.
Yeah, and pretty soon at some point probably available at SAJi Institute Library also for people to go and take a look either at the video. But you definitely need to do a release for us.
I do.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah, I think
Let's plan that.
Yeah, definitely. Now, any shout outs that you would like to give before we go?
Shout outs to all the people that donated to my album mission. Thank you all so much. Everyone that bought a book, everyone that played and streamed my album.
Great.
Thank you guys so
Great,
much.
great, yeah, and I gotta give you a shout out, one, and thank you honestly because you did cater one of the Afro Sounds
I did.
shows. Yeah, thank you
No
very much.
problem.
It's
Yeah.
greatly appreciated. So, that's also something that you do.
Yeah,
and,
it's just
and
a little
people should
side,
actually.
situation I do. It's
Side gig.
charcuterie boards. It's called Pretty Plates Houston.
Okay.
And yeah, I do like small events, private events.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anything you need.
A
as
woman
far
of
as-
many skills.
I do. I
Yeah.
have many skills,
Yeah.
and I just, I'm going out on empty. So.
No, and listen, I think you're doing great because after all, you are raising 3 young ladies, and they do have a perfect example in front of them.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's sweet.
someone who's a fighter, someone who's definitely showing them that in this world, if you want it, you gotta go for it.
Yeah, you gotta go get it.
Definitely. Best wishes to you. And
Thank you.
look, I think we should go out with you probably giving us a little bit of one of your poems, maybe a
Oh.
freestyle.
Oh, I can't freestyle.
You can freestyle. Okay, give us
I
one of
can
your
give you a
poems then.
poem.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Okay, this is a little snippet called Miss Call.
All right.
Do you mind if I take a peek? I'd love to see what you seek, be a book you read, maybe some food you eat. Baby, at night when you're all alone, do you think of me? Touching me, holding me, kissing me. Your lips on my skin make me tremble within. Got my soul doing backflips and triple spins and upside down and inside out and outside in and back again. Oh, yeah. You got me open. And I like this.
All
And
right.
Gotta listen to the rest. Stream the album.
Great. That's a Diaspora Central Spotlight first right here, recited by SAJi SAMii. And she's definitely got it all available on all platforms. And the name of the project is
Jonesin, A Requiem for Love by SAJi SAMii.
all right. So go on and take a look at it. And for those of you that are still checking it out, remember, if we don't do it for ourselves, nobody else will. So until next time, you take care of yourselves and each other. Peace.